Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen is the main play caller, dating back to the middle part of last season, and it will continue into the 2022 NFL season. Let's talk for a few minutes, everybody. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Hey, what's good, everybody? If this is maybe your first, second, third time you've caught my content and you enjoyed today's discussion, if I can ask you to do me a huge solid here, guys, hit that subscribe button. I would love to add you to the community. We just crossed over 5,000 subscribers. We're heading towards 10,000. I'd love for you to be part of that equation. Just need you to subscribe to do that. To my OG subscribers, if I can ask you guys to just keep hitting the like button, keep smashing that thumbs up button, help me spike the algorithm and get this in front of new people that we could potentially convert into our own little community here. All right, y'all, today's topic. Let's talk about the offensive play calling. Let's talk Shane Steichen. Shane, probably not a big mystery that Shane Steichen would have led this offense into more of a predominant run offense, because that was kind of the knock coming from the Chargers. Anthony Lynn is the head coach there. Shane Steichen was their offensive coordinator. They felt like they did a lot of things to help a young quarterback, and we can clearly see that Shane Steichen, once he grabbed the throne, he did those things to help a young quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Same thing with Justin Herbert the year prior, guys, to be honest, going back to 2021. But he was criticized. Anthony Lynn and Shane Steichen were criticized for being a little too passive with the play calling at times. With that said, I really like this, because for you guys that are fans of the run game, I think this is a good indication that we're clearly going to expand upon the passing offense. They want to throw the ball. But I don't think we will lose sight of the run game. And I just want to break down, according to Sharp's football stats, I want to go to offensive personnel frequency groupings, and I'm going to look at where we ran the ball and out of what formations. Just real quick. Just a valuable discussion I can bring to you, all right? So the run-to-pass ratio was pretty much 50-50. If you want to get down to the particulars of the numbers, we had 1,177 offensive plays according to Sharp's football stats. And of those 1,177 plays, they said 585 came through the air, through passing, 592 through the run. But then I wanted to break it down. I wanted to know what formations were we running out of. And to be honest, I was shocked to see this, because I do think we're heading towards a lot of 11-man personnel. 40% of our snaps out of 11-man personnel were running plays. That's 300 running plays out of 592 on the year, which worked its way out to 40% of all 11-man personnel formation. When I took 12 personnel and I took 13 personnel, so we're talking about multiple tight ends on the field. 12 personnel is 2 tight ends, 13 personnel is 3 tight ends on the field. 72% of all 12 personnel was a run play, and 68% of all 13 personnel was a run play. That worked its way out to 215 running plays out of 12 personnel, and then 64 running plays out of 13 personnel. You put those two together, guys, and you're talking about pretty much like right around 280 running plays with multiple tight ends on the field. What I thought was a little curious, guys, is we didn't run the ball too much out of 21, 22, and 23 personnel. We didn't play a lot of it, but in 21 personnel, we had 7 plays were running plays, but that only accounted for like 41% of our snaps. We actually threw the ball more out of 21 personnel than ran the ball, which I thought was a little interesting, but nonetheless, it's a side note that's not as well known. And you can see some elements of the play design here. So there were 3 plays that we were in 2 personnel, so meaning there's no running back on the field. It means 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers. 3 of those plays, which accounted for 43% of those snaps. It's a pretty high percentage rate without a running back on the field to run the ball. So would show that there's some design stuff there, clearly with Jalen Hurts, that was kind of incorporated into the offense. With that said, I got to give Nick Sirianni some kudos here, guys. It takes a lot of confidence in yourself as a head coach to turn over play calling. Some coaches don't like to do that, simply put, because they feel like, what's the point of me being here if I'm not calling plays? It's attached to their identity as a generalized coach, not just saying the head coach, but as a coach in itself. A lot of dudes don't like to give up that. They really don't. But in my opinion, it's a really good way of keeping your head coach clean and allowing him to come up with more creative and better game plans, in my opinion. Because play calling is not what it's cracked up to be. I'm going to be honest, guys. I've done it before. I've had head coaches that didn't want to call plays. They wanted to be left alone. They wanted to be able to analyze and manage the game. Truth be told, You're calling from a play sheet. Generally speaking, there are options given the down, the distance, and the situation in the game that you choose X amount of plays from. Still your decision to make those plays, and of course your head coach can always overrule something that you do. But nonetheless, it's not what it's cracked up to be quite honest. The majority of what happens comes with the install, which the Eagles are currently doing. Coach Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, Kevin Patullo, Brian Johnson, our offensive coaches. They're all, Jeff Stoutland with the running game. Jamel Singleton, our running back coach. Those guys are all installing the offense right now to the players. As they get into training camp, there'll be a date somewhere probably around mid-August to where the complete install of the offense will have happened. That's step one. So once the install is done, then it comes up to, okay, we know the install, we know what our offense is. What grouping of plays can we use to take advantage of what this team does, or what this team does not do well, I should say, in terms of your opponent, to take advantage of them? To me, the art and the beauty is really and honestly inside of the actual game plan. Play calling, I think it's going to do a lot for Nick. I think freeing Nick up is a big, big move. I think it's a smart move. I think Nick is making the right choice, personally. I think this is the right choice to make for Nick Sirianni, because now you can remove yourself and actually view play calling with a wider lens here and say, oh, we're not doing this well enough. We've got to do some things in terms of the game plan to what we call on that call sheet to take advantage of teams in this way. I'm kind of happy that Nick Sirianni has stepped back from this. Okay? And I think Nick Sirianni is fully capable of calling the plays. I'm not trying to insinuate anything like that, guys. I'm just saying that for the overall function of the offense, especially when you know you've got to get on guys about younger players and making sure that they're in the right position and the right place to make plays, making sure that you're managing your young quarterback. This is his opportunity. This is his shot to take hold of everything. We need you, man. We need you as the guy who's overseeing everything. It's a big move. I'm hoping that Shane Steichen is the guy that, with experience, can get the job done. Kevin Patullo is a big part of the game plan as well. He's the passing game coordinator, right? And then you got a guy like Nick Sirianni, who Frank Reich and a lot of these guys credited as being very creative with coming up with play design and play concepts. Use every single coach to their strength. And I think that's what this allows us to do, to use every single coach to their strength. That's kind of my input behind this, guys. That's what I think is about to happen here. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time and attention. Thank you guys so much. Leave your comments down below. Let me know, what do you think? What do you guys think about Shane Steichen being the main play caller, Nick Sirianni being more of that managing role, which I think, personally, I think it is the right decision. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Peace.